Maybe you should do a short series. What's Mojca up to? Nothing good. I mean, you know me, I'm all over the place all the time, even now. But let's rewind a little bit first and talk about how I even got here. That's a little bit too much. Yep, that's more like it. A few years ago, I got fired from working at an advertising agency because I didn't believe in traditional advertising and they didn't believe in Facebook. I was fed up of listening to other people bossing me around, so I decided to be my own boss. I established my business. It was a social media agency back then, called it Super Spicy Media because I'm super, I'm spicy, and the media part has something to do with me searching for an available domain, and that was basically available and it sounded good, so I just went with it. I started by working with local clients, which was okay, it was something to begin with, but they were super weird with money. For example, one woman literally said that she would pay me $40 a month to run her social media profiles. $40 a month. She said, I don't deserve more. So if you recognize yourself in that description, what's up, bitch? Important note, back then we were living in the tiniest apartment possible and we had just one desk that was in our living room, and we got that desk from my mom's house because we couldn't afford a desk, and the chair that we had, we got it from Yura's house because we couldn't afford a chair, and only later on we bought a second chair, but previously we were just working from our couch. And trust me, I still remember all the back problems that I had back in the days because of that. But imagine what happened next. Even being as frugal as we were before, we went broke. And not broke in having less money to buy cool stuff like a new iPhone, but we had to borrow money for food. And if I remember correctly, that was during Christmas time, and Christmas that year sucked. But we still believed in ourselves. We believed that we can make it happen. I was working on my own thing. Yuda was developing apps and launching apps and working on his own thing. We worked on multiple projects together. We had a real estate project that we were working on together. We had a granola project. We had a candy project. We were just working on a lot of things, experimenting with different things, trying to make stuff happen. During that time, I was also working really hard on acquiring international clients. So I wrote my blog posts in English, I tweeted in English, I wrote my emails in English, I did everything in English, and I got a lot of hate for that. But guess who's laughing now? A couple of months later, I actually got an international client. A couple of weeks after that, I got invited to my first international speaking gig in Virginia. And what do you think happened next? The ball started rolling. But being as I am, a few years later, I decided that I don't really like Twitter and I don't really like doing Pinterest strategies, and I went with Facebook ads only. And that's when my business started to grow. I signed up some amazing clients like ConvertKit, Egghead, Double Your Freelancing, Hubstaff, and my business grew and grew and grew, and I grew it to 6 figures. I make 6 figures annually, and that was previously impossible to me. Remember back in the day, I was broke, but being as I am, I made another drastic change. When I was thinking about what to do with my business, I was thinking that I'm a creator and I missed the creating part of my business. One of the best times that I had was when I was writing my ebook and when I was marketing that ebook and trying to sell that ebook to as many people as possible. And with client work, I kind of missed that. So growing my business to this point, I worked really hard to get to this point, but I still decided to let most of my clients go. And from 10 clients that I had at that time, I only kept 2. What happened? I went back to square one, but it was my decision and I loved it. I know what you're thinking. Mojca, you're crazy. And let me tell you something. You're probably right. Okay, that was a long rewind. So let's answer the most important question. What's Mojca up to? Number 1, I'm working on my video course called The Science of Facebook Ads. It's going great. I made 10K at pre-launch. The students are satisfied and I'm now finalizing all of the lessons. Number 2, a couple of months ago, I launched my online apparel store called Alpha Female Apparel, and that's kind of on pause at the moment, but I will start working on it once I finish the course. I still have a couple of clients that I'm working with and I love it, but it's not as overwhelming as it previously was, so that's a good thing, I think. other things that I'm up to. I'm going to record a second video on this topic, but we have 4 cars. And if you know me and if you know Yura personally, or if you've been following us, you know that this is our thing. So we're trying to, I don't know what to say next. Like, we're trying to buy more cars, which is kind of the truth, and we're trying to launch a couple of cool projects related to cars, which is also the truth. And Yura is right there actually at this moment, and he's working on our new car, which I still haven't recorded the video about, but I'm going to do that too. Say hi! Any other things that I'm up to? I don't really know. I mean, you know me. When it comes to me and my decisions, a lot of the things are based on not necessarily my inspiration, but just what I want to do that moment. And previously, that paid off big time. Every single time I did that, it paid off. So I don't know, is this a call to action to subscribe to my channel and see what I'm up to? Maybe. So why you haven't done that already? See you in the next video. Actually, an afterthought. I'm just cooking lunch this moment and I was thinking about the following. Why wouldn't we follow our inspiration? Why wouldn't we do what we want to do that moment? Isn't that why we pursued our business venture in the first place? Isn't that why we became our own bosses? To do whatever the fuck we want to do? Think about that.